All right, so what is shrink? In a non-accounting sense, we might think of shrink as what happens when you take a shirt, you put it in the dryer, and then it comes out a much smaller size. That's not what we mean by shrink in an accounting sense. So what is shrink? Shrink is the loss of inventory due to a number of potentially different factors: theft, destruction, spoilage, and errors. Accountants like to use euphemisms for unpleasant things like theft. So we'll call it shrink instead of saying our employees or our customers are stealing from us. That's what shrink means, that we've lost some inventory. Maybe we made a mistake and didn't record the right amount in the first place, or maybe some of it was spoiled. It wasn't stored properly. There was, a leak in our warehouse. Bad things have happened. It possibly includes that our employees have stolen from us, but overall, shrink is when we don't have the inventory on hand that our records say that we have. All right, so how is shrink recorded? We're going to debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory for the amount of the shrink, right? Our books say we have more inventory than we actually have, and the way we discover this is through an actual physical count of the inventory. That should happen at least once every year. And when we realize that what we have on hand is less than what our records say, then we need to reduce the records. Hence, we're going to credit inventory, and we're going to typically just debit cost of goods sold as the related inventory expense account. If it's a really material amount, like we got robbed blind and we've lost tens of thousands of dollars of inventory, you don't call that shrink. Then you call that, loss on inventory for whatever reason. You want to actually highlight that in a separate account. But if it's the usual sort of run-of-the-mill loss of inventory due to various causes, then you just debit it or bury it in cost of goods sold.